I just really connected with David immediately. Everything he said, I hung on his every word. He's a real, he's a writer, director. He's just like a one-man band, and it's always exciting to work with someone like that. And I think that's Forrest in a nutshell. It's just what you said. It's what he knows. He's good at it, and it's kind of an addiction. Part of me, the romantic part of me, thought, well, he probably went out that last time and robbed the bank and got caught because he didn't want Jewel to have to take care of him. And then I thought, no, that's not why. He just wanted to rob that bank. Well, maybe it's the last one. He has made so many great movies. I mean, from Jeremiah Johnson to the Downhill Racer to Canada to All the President's Men to, Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid. It just goes on and on and on and on and on. And he's made so many important films. He's quite an individual. He's plugged in politically. He's he's done enormous things for independent filmmakers in this country, and probably in others. So, those of us who have worked a lot in independent films really appreciate what his contribution, which has been immense. I met him once many years ago, like when I was probably a teenager and he wasn't that much older. And I know he has no recollection of the meeting, but I do. He was already a big star. And I think I was introduced to him and I got so flustered I called him Bobbert. I was mortified. But they never did anything with their, they just collected it, but they never had any time to enjoy it. They didn't. I don't think he robbed banks for anything but the thrill of doing it, just knowing that he could. But I got off the horse and I walked over and apologized to Bob, because then we were doing it off camera and he just looked at me and he said, "You really rode that horse." So if I die tomorrow, Robert Redford said that I really rode that horse. That's enough for me. That's the sad thing. I mean, it's sad for Jewel, because it was just, it could have been, they could have marched off into the sunset together or ridden off into the sunset. But as it was, he chose his evil ways.
Excuse me, I'd like to open up an account.
Well, great. What type of account do you have in mind?
This kind. This kind.
You said he was armed.
He had a gun.
You saw him.
Well, he was also sort of a gentleman.
He was very polite.
He seemed like a nice enough fella.
Look at that. Is he smiling?
What did you say you do?
Well, that's a secret.
And why is that?
Well, because if I told you, you probably wouldn't want to see me again.
5 states, 93 robberies in 2 years.
You think you can catch him?
Yeah, I won't lie. I'd love to slap the cuffs on him myself. But I hope I get the chance.
He spent his whole life locked up, except for the times that he broke out.
Somebody should have told him to quit while he was ahead.
Well, you find something you love.
Catch a boat to England, baby, maybe to Spain. Wherever I have gone, wherever I've been and gone.
I sat down with him once and I said, surely there's an easier way to make a living. And he looked at me and he said, I'm not talking about making a living. I'm just talking about living.
Send out for whiskey, baby. Send out for gin.
さらば愛しきアウトロー。
Me and room service, babe. Me and room service, well, we're living.